YNs be tripping sometimes, all right? You go to the mall real quick, just want to run up in Sephora to get something that makes you smell good. I'll go to Foot Locker to grab you some fresh dad shoes, aka all white Air Force Ones. If you want some new Timbs for the fall, winter, you just trying to be in and out real quick, and sometimes you run into one of these YNs and you just gotta let them know, hey man, I'm trying to make it. Listen, I'm trying to make it home, okay? Most of the time they respect that, but every now and then one might try. All right, so when I saw the age difference, that's the first thing I thought. But I was wrong. Let's go to Fox Detroit for the report, please.
Her store turned crime scene. Between the Nikes and New Balance, a teen is stabbed by a very angry woman in line whose card was declined. She's talking with Fox 2 from her hospital bed.
I did get stabbed 4 times. I have a punctured lung right now.
In the hospital for who knows how long, and all for what? Sanaya J gets stabbed at Kids Foot Locker. Sanaya tells us she was walking by the sneaker store at Southland Mall in Taylor Wednesday and heard yelling at the register. Inside, a 40-year-old woman's credit card was declined. Sanaya says she looked in, then the woman snapped at her.
She probably got dumped the other day.
She put her hand in her purse and proceeded to tell me she was going to shoot me.
Instead, pulling out a kitchen knife and stabbing Sanaya twice in the neck, once in the stomach and thigh. Police sources say a comment about the suspect being broke spurred the whole thing, but Sanaya says it wasn't her.
I am going to press charges, but it also saddens me in a way because I don't want her to be taken away from her kids.
Dang, that's crazy. Why the news reporter said between the Nikes and New Balance? What that had to do with anything? Did y'all hear that? Play that one more time, Ray. What that had to do with anything?
Her store turned crime scene. Between the Nikes and New Balance, a teen is stabbed.
What did that have
Yeah, I don't think I would want to mention here.
with anything? Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, though, y'all better leave people the hell alone when they're having financial issues, okay? Let me tell you something, man. I know y'all might look at the Dame Dash interview and, see me clowning him, calling him broke, but I promise you that was a special circumstance because of who he is and how he acts. Plus, according to him, he's not broke. But one thing I don't do is shame nobody for being broke, especially when they are. That is a recipe for disaster. Not to mention, I know what it feels like to be broke, okay? There's nothing funny about not being able to pay your rent, all right? I was broke way longer than I've ever had some coins, okay? I don't remember what time it was after I got fired, but one time after I got fired from radio, my wife was paying all the bills. And we couldn't afford to pay everything without me having a check coming in, so we was getting evicted, and my wife had to go down to the courthouse and explain the situation to them, okay? There's nothing worse than not being able to pay your bills, and you're a grown human with kids, okay? That's why I don't even understand how people aren't truly grasping the plight of the federal workers in our country right now. Missing a paycheck could literally have you homeless, okay? And we live in this era where everybody wants to look the part. All right, don't get me wrong, people have always wanted to look like they got money, but social media has made it way worse, okay? Because people don't have to deal with the reality of their situation as long as they can convince y'all online that they balling. All right, this is why I be telling kids all the time, stop comparing yourself to these digital D-heads on social media. They lying. Okay, you 23 years old trying to keep up with another 23-year-old who walks around taking pictures in front of other people's cars, acting like it's theirs. F out of here. Okay, now let me tell you something else. Sometimes you got it and your card declines. Okay, my cards do that all the time for suspicious activity. Sometimes the place I'm at, their card reader may not be working. It's a whole bunch of reasons your card may decline. But if you're in line somewhere and your card declines and you hear someone behind you whisper, "Brokey," you gotta see that's just you gotta control your emotions, okay? What does your Uncle Sharla always tell you? You got to do your jail math. Can you afford to commit the crime? Yeah, you online and your card declines and you hear somebody laugh like Nelson on The Simpsons. You gonna feel away. But if you can't afford what you buying at Kids Foot Locker, how are you gonna afford this $250,000 bond you currently got, Tiffany? Usually you gotta pay 10%. Where you getting $25,000 from? Then you got to pay for a lawyer. Do you know how much a lawyer costs for an assault with intent to murder charge? Not to mention felonious assault and assault with intent to do great bodily harm. AI Overview told me this morning that a lawyer for an assault with intent to murder charge in Michigan can cost anywhere from 20 grand to over 65, depending on the case's complexity and the attorney's experience. Larger firms may charge 45 to 65. Boutique firms might charge 20 to 40, especially if the goal is a plea negotiation. Hourly rates for Michigan lawyers can range from approximately $159 to $442, and they want an upfront retainer fee. All I'm simply saying is you got a lot of heavy charges, so you're going to have to spend a lot of heavy money that you do not have. Tell me, how can you afford that when your card just got declined at Kids Foot Locker? You have to think before you make decisions.
Yeehaw.
Life is about choices. Every decision, big or small, shapes your identity and future. There's no reason you go from card getting declined to attempted murder. But I'm going to tell you something. This is why in this era, you really, really got to practice kindness. Because folks is going through it, man. She didn't stab this woman because her car was declined. She stabbed this woman because she was fed up, okay? She just in there trying to get some shoes for her kids, and the woman she stabbed said she wasn't even the one clowning her. So that lets me know Tiffany was just hurt and in pain, and she wanted to project that hurt and pain on whoever was in her proximity, okay? I want you all to be the kind of person who gives respect to the broke like they're already rich. okay? Because they are rich in spirit a lot of times, all right? Character isn't how you treat the rich, it's how you treat the poor. And be careful when you see someone in a bad financial situation, okay? Don't laugh, learn, because one thing about those tables, they always turn. Please give Tiffany Rose Williams the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
The chat says, so we're not going to talk about the kitchen knife?
I was gonna ask that.
Yo, but it's the fact that the girl who got stabbed still didn't want the lady to suffer any consequences to be taken away from her children.
She said she about to press charges. I thought I
Well,
heard her say that.
she is, but she says she's conflicted by it. But the girl she
Oh.
stabbed isn't even the girl
The
who was teasing her.
person, right,
She probably do feel sorry for her situation. I can understand
Yeah,
that.
she just snapped.
Who
She
walks around with a
honestly
kitchen
just
knife?
snapped.
Somebody
Somebody that's waiting to snap. Like,
or somebody who can't afford a gun, or somebody who don't have a real knife and they know they're going into like that mall might be dangerous. I don't know. Or tell me, Michigan, y'all tell me.
Southland is
This
the
mall
most
you live in? I don't know.
boringest mall. That is not a dangerous
No, no.
mall.
Actually.
oh my God,
You don't wanna play
Jamie.
Phil ain't more dangerous than
The
Southland.
chat won't play a game.
No, they don't. Ain't nobody in the chat said nothing.
Nah.
Southland
They
is
wanna play a game.
boring
The
and
chat did
old.
not say they want to play a game. There ain't nobody in the chat saying that. Yeah, exactly. The chat actually saying no, we don't.
See, let's play a game. Let's play a game. I want to play. All right, fine. You don't want to play a game?
Nope.
Fine.
Go play solitaire. So.
All right. Now, but let's open up the phone line. 5105.